This camera's got me orange for some reason this morning, but we're just gonna roll with it.
Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? What's up? Man, today is Friday, May 10th. I've got the date right today. Yesterday I had the date wrong. Today is Friday, May 10th, 2019. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Friday, May 10th, 2019. So I want to make sure that we make the absolute most of this incredible day. Fair enough? Let's make the absolute most of this incredible, beautiful, amazing day. It's going to be, I think, 69 degrees today here in Kentucky. We've got a little bit of rain, but I'm not complaining. As long as it's warm, I'm a happy, happy guy. Man, today we have an incredible guest on the show, my man, Carl Scaramuzza. He's going to come in here this morning, and he is going to light you up. You are going to love him. But before we bring him on, we got to remember, we got to look back. We've been talking all week this week. We've been talking about hashtag rise and grind. Like, what is it? What's the history of it? Where did it come from? Where are we at in the present? What does the future look like? And it's been a really fun week for me. I hope it's been a fun week for you. I hope that you have invited some of your friends and family members to the show and to the group this week. I know we've had a lot of group invites this week, and I want you to continue to do so. If people are asking, what is Rise and Grind? Or if you still have questions, what is Rise and Grind? All of those videos from this past week, you can find those on my YouTube page, youtube.com/Glenn Lundy. They should all be up there, but it's been a really cool week, like taking a look at the history and who we truly are as a group, as a community, as a show. What's our purpose? All of these things. It's just been super, super fun. So now I personally, and I hope you do as well, have a better understanding of like who we are, our identity, our purpose, our mission, our brand, and like what we stand for and why we do what we do. And just doing that inventory this past week for me personally has opened up so many doors. I mean, it's opened up so many ideas, so many things that we can do moving forward. Just understanding our true purpose, our true why is so incredibly important. So I want to make sure that you do that as well. I want to make sure that you take a personal inventory. What do you stand for? What is your identity? Like, why do you do the things that you do? Take an inventory, take some time, figure it out, because it's really... It's clarifying, and ideas just really start to open up when you do. Now, our guest, Carl Scaramuzza, see, he did this. He took an inventory of self, everything that he had, where he was at in life, his assets, his non-assets. What's the opposite of assets? Liabilities. His assets, his liabilities, the things that he was doing right, the things that he was doing wrong. He took an inventory back in 2011, and he was able to build an empire. He now has currently built an empire using what he knew about himself, figuring out what he stood for and what he had going in, able to build an absolute empire. So we're going to bring him on here in just a second. I can't wait for you to meet him. But of course, before we do, you know what we got to do on this show? You know we got to do some dancing, get the energy up in here this morning. This is the part of the show. Is the music going out here? Oh, there it is. Okay. Got to get it up in the headphones. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe it. And make sure you title your share. It gives it more weight. This is also the part of the show where I want you to hit that like button, like that show, so we can push this sucker out. And then I need you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you, whether you're watching live or a replay. Say what's up. and I'll say what's up back. Good morning, David Perrin. How you doing? I believe David's in, where are you at, David? Wyoming? How you doing, Kurt Allen McFarland? Trendy Trend is up in here this morning. How you doing, Laura Berman and Cece Eberly? Mr. Brian Olson's up in the house, and Eric Willeroy. How you doing, Vicky Everett and Jarrett Ross? Janelle Griego and my man Josh. Carrie Lynn Carter's up in here. Jeremy Noling's up in here, and Jeff Baker and Amy Bach. I love it. How you doing, Mr. Carter Myers? I'm glad you're here. Terry LaPierre. Yeah, LaPierre. I'm getting better at that. He's in here as well. How you doing, Danielle Rose? And who else? Am I getting everybody? I gotta make sure I don't miss anybody. Leanne Rhinesmith, Susan Rose, Don Sankey, Rodney Mitchell, Ray Hatcher, Maya Reed, Greg Bancroft, Ralph Papa, Joe Curto. Everybody's up in here this morning on hashtag Rise and Grind. If you didn't know already, I stinking love it. I love this show. It's so much fun. What a way to start your day, right? I don't know whose idea this was, but it was a really good idea because I really enjoy it. Check it out, man. Tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a little clip. But we got the video releasing tomorrow. This video releases, and if you want me to remind you, make sure you text Tony to 345-345. All right, but I'm gonna give you a little snippet right now.
This is our time, and that's for sure. Every day we grinding, that's for sure. If you's a hitter like Josh, like him with Glenn, and tell a friend and let him know. We hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind. Grind, grind, hashtag rise and grind.
All right, that's all you get right there. I know you want more, but that's all you get right there. You guys, we have an opportunity. Unheard of in the history of the world. We've got this incredible group, hashtag Rise and Grind. We have this incredible song, hashtag Rise and Grind. We've got this incredible video, and it's going to be launching on iTunes. You'll be able to pre-order it on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all that stuff. Tomorrow is the pre-orders. The 17th is the actual launch date. So I'm going to run that video tomorrow. I need you to share that video as far and wide as humanly possible. Download the pre-orders, because if we can get enough pre-orders, we can put my man Tony with the keys. We can put him on the worldwide map. We just got to get enough pre-orders so that it'll go up into the featured releases. That's the key. We got to get him featured releases, and he'll go out to millions of people around the world. And we can do it. We can be the first group in the history of the world to have a song on the Billboard Top 40. How about that? That's what I'm talking about. Let's dream big. Let's think big. Let's come together. Let's utilize the resources we have, and let's go out there and make this dude world known, because he needs to be. He's an incredible guy. He takes care of his kids. He works hard, and he's a just an amazingly talented musician. So let's do everything we can to lift him up and encourage him tomorrow. If you need a reminder, text the word Tony to 345-345, and I'll send you a reminder first thing tomorrow morning, and it'll be early because I get up early, kind of like my man Carl Scaramuzza, who gets up nice and early as well. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous, man. I appreciate you having me on the show, man. Fired up. This is my time of the morning, baby. I'm fired up.
I am so glad you're here, man. You're the first guest I've ever had that in the middle of sound check, you're like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go hit the treadmill. And I saw you running back there. I can see the treadmill right there over your shoulder. You're back there running first thing in the morning. I love it.
How's the stride look? Slow, fast, medium?
It looked very practiced, very rehearsed. Tell us a little bit. Obviously, Carl and Carl owns Credit Blueprint, and we'll talk about that here shortly. We'll give you the full intro. As a matter of fact, actually, I'm going to read this just so I don't want to miss or mess up. Oh, make sure I find it. Where'd it go? Oh, I already messed up. There it is. So my man Carl Scottamuzza founded his company Credit Blueprint in 2011 with one simple goal: to help people use their credit to build real wealth and increase their net worth. He's coached thousands of people and business owners on how they can leverage their credit, get access to other people's money to multiply their assets, grow their net worth, and ultimately create a thriving future. That's my man Carl Scottamuzza, right?
The way that sounds rolling off your tongue, Scottamuzza. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Scottamuzza. So before we go into all of that, tell us a little bit about your morning routine. Obviously, morning routine is important to you. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's just, I'm constantly trying to evolve as a human being, and with that, evolving is this understanding of who you are, your strengths and your weaknesses. And I figured out at a very young age, I learned this from my dad, that he was like emotionally hijacked on a day-to-day basis, like getting up in the morning and going to work, or, somebody cut him off in traffic. He would go from 0 to 100 real quick. Mm-hmm. And that was something I learned from him at a young age, and I identified that. So I started realizing that in the morning, if I didn't start the morning on my terms, right, that I would just be off all day. Somebody would say one thing to me that would stick in my mind all day long, and I couldn't have a productive day. And I started to learn that about myself. So I said, how do I start the day? Almost like a Tony Robbins philosophy, like your hour of power. And I said, how do I get in this routine where I get out of bed, put my shoes on, jump on the treadmill, don't touch social media, and I'm into my treadmill routine. I'm walking, the blood's flowing. Then I start to find it, right? Then I'm running, because not every morning do you wake up wanting to rise and grind. I mean,
no doubt.
I'd love to lie and say that this morning routine that I've created over the last, I would say, 3 years is easy. It's not. It's this internal argument every morning that I have to win with myself in order to get into this routine to have a productive day. See, one side of my brain goes, dude, it's just sleep in, set the alarm for another 30 minutes. Let's have coffee and donuts. Let's snoop around and look on social media and see what people are doing, right? Let's judge people on social media. That sounds like a fun morning. And then I got the other side of the brain that's going, you better get your butt out of bed, man. You better get moving. You got people to inspire. You got millions of people are waiting for you to help them with your credit. And then, I'm able to, somebody asked me this question yesterday. They said, how do you win the internal argument with yourself in the morning to get into this morning routine so you can get your day started? I said, that's a good question. And the thing that I did is I realized that your brain is constantly lying to you and trying to make you feel warm and comfortable. There's a million excuses that you first hear. I always hear these excuses every day. So I let my brain tell me the excuse, just like I did this morning when the alarm went off at 4:30. I heard, dude, you're fine. And I hear the excuses, and then I have a rebuttal on the other side, left side of my mind, and then bam, I go.
Right. And so how do you win it? So you just let the excuses come. You know that they're excuses. You know that they're lies coming from the drifter, right? You know that, and then boom, just overcome it. Just like go into it like you're a lawyer, like you're gonna battle it. Like, how's that work, man?
Look, I would say some mornings I can't wait to get up and take on the day. Like today was definitely one of those mornings I was excited to be on your show because I love what you're doing. I love your rise and grind and inspiring people. Today was easy. Some of those other days, Glenn, it's like I said, I'm allergic to excuses. I spot them early with employees, with friends and family, and I'm super, super direct. Even when someone calls me to enroll in my program for credit repair, like I'm very direct with them and I say it right from the beginning. And I'm that way with myself. So I can sniff out the BS. Right. I'm not too tired. My knee's not too sore. I didn't get enough sleep. These are all lies that we constantly tell ourselves, that I tell myself, that I've identified now, and I'm able to just push through those.
Man, I love that. I love that. And there's just so much truth to it. So much truth to that. And I'm glad that you're authentic and honest and share that with people, because people do think they're like, man, these guys, these rise and grinders, they just get up early and attack and feel good. It ain't like that at all, man. It is a constant battle every day. Every single day. Well, I love it. I'm glad that you're digging into your morning routine. Obviously, that's been a part of your success, right? Would you attribute a lot of your success to that?
100%. You know, I'm able to not only get into my treadmill routine and start working out. Maybe I hit the heavy bag, you know, I do a little push-ups and stuff like that. But then from there, I get into visualization. I want to visualize my future. You know, I can see 5 years, 15 years. I can see the end, right? I can see my daughters, everyone sitting around that moment, and I can see the end clear. But from there, this is a really important distinction as we're talking about morning routine. I'm able to detach myself from that vision, because if you stay in that vision all day, you're really not in the moment. Sure. You know, and then I really can't get the most out of the day. So if I'm really talking about other challenges besides the internal argument every morning, the next challenge comes around 1-2 o'clock. By 1-2 o'clock, in the moment's burned out, I'm a little tired, and then I need like a reset. I need a regroup. I need a walk. I need to figure out, wait, what was I thinking about when I woke up this morning? So those are my challenges, but that's how I overcome them.
You know what? I really like that. You know, that strikes a chord with me, because I do find that right after lunch, somewhere right after lunch, 1-2 o'clock, somewhere in the afternoon, you know, I've been running at that point. I've been running for 9 hours, right? 9-10 hours, and I have to do that too. I shouldn't say I have to. I said I need to do a refocus, but I've never really like recognized it, and I don't actually go out and take a walk and do that. But that's a great idea, man. That midday stroll to remember why you got up today, right? Like, what are you supposed to be doing?
Yeah, especially like you said, if you're up 5 o'clock, now you're into it for how many hours, and you're like, a lot of people get up 7 o'clock, right? So that might be a 3 o'clock time for them where they're burnt out, you know? So.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. It's actually 3:50 for me, but I'm not bragging or nothing. I'm just saying, you know. 3:50 a.m. All right, man. So, Carl, you've got this great story, right? You've got this great company. You're out there, you're serving people, you're helping people, you're inspiring people, you're doing all of these things. And I noticed that you've always got, currently, right now, you got your credit blueprint hat on. And every time I see you, you've always got the credit blueprint. It's become, you know, a real symbol of who you are. You've really connected with your brand. So how did you like figure out that this is you? Like, this is your thing. This is your empire. This is what you're going all in on. Mm-hmm. How'd you figure that out, my man?
You mean wearing flat brims? Look, Glenn, you can't be afraid to look stupid, man. Okay? No.
You are a clown, dude. I love it.
I'll go back to your question, though. So, you know, honestly, I almost quit this business, you know, 4 years ago. It was about 4 years ago. And I started playing a lot of golf. I got up to about 120 rounds of golf at my country club that I'm no longer at. And we were having fun, man. I was out on the golf course with, you know, multimillionaires playing $100 holes. And what I was doing at the time, so I founded my business in 2011. So 4 years ago, I just felt like I was burnout, and I felt like the customers didn't appreciate me or what we were doing for them. So I said, you know what? Screw it. You know, I'm going to work 20 hours a week, and I'm going to golf 20 hours a week. And that's how I got to 100 rounds. And I was out there having fun, playing with these guys. And I needed to go through that, because I was really at a time where I was like, I think I'm going to sell the business. I'm over it. I'm over and helping out customers fix their credit that I feel like I'm not getting credit for what I did for them for some reason. And I had to go through that. I went through it and played probably 2 years on that pace. And then I said, that's it, man. This golf will be here for me later on. Mm-hmm. This life that I know is out there when I'm older, right? Because that's you know, an aspiration of mine. I want to be out there playing golf, man, winning club championships. I love the game of golf. I love the challenge. Right. And I said, it'll be there. Go back. You got people to help. You got a company to scale. And I would never, ever, ever feel complete if I let that go, because it was something there, man. It was that, you know, that Facebook thing, that holy shit, once in a lifetime. Like, you got it. Like, go finish what you started. Mm-hmm. And I laced my credit sneakers back up, and I put down the golf clubs. And I said, I'm going at this 100%. You know, I'm going to get a PR company, and I'm going to start doing social media, and I'm not hiding anymore. I'm going to let people know that this is what we do. And then after we do it, after we fix your credit, I want you to tell everyone about it. You know, I want to make it cool where people are going, yo, Credit Carl, yo, Credit Carl. You help me fix my credit, man. Yo, Credit Carl, yo, Credit Carl. You help me get my first house, man. Like that. That stuff keeps it going, man. So I almost quit on the business. And that's when I really started to find, you know, my purpose and my passion and my fire back from my business. That was right there. Almost lost it, man. Almost lost it.
I love that, man. I love that. And I understand you kind of, sometimes we have to go through these experiences to realize how important it is that we don't do the thing that we're doing right now, right? Like put this stuff on hold. It's not going anywhere. It's there, but it's only there if we go all in right now, right? It's only there if we go all in right now.
The hard work, right? So we'll talk to the younger generation right now. If you're paying attention, it's the thing I see with the younger generation, extremely inconsistent when they start a business. They try to have 7 different businesses instead of doing one business and being really good at it. There's that myth out there where they say, you know, most millionaires have 7 streams of income. No. That what they had was one stream of income and they were really good at it. They went really deep on that one stream, got rich with the one stream, and then they created multiple streams of income. Yeah. So to me, that's where my focus is. Like, I don't diversify from my brand and my business. I'm all in all the time on my brand and my business. And that's the way that I'm going to get it to the next level. There's no, you can't dip a couple toes in the water. It doesn't work that way. It'll never be successful. It'll always just be good.
Right.
It'll never be great.
Right. Yeah, you're 100% right. And that's something I've been learning myself. Left the automotive industry. I'm just all in on the rise and grind, man. Like this is it. This is how I can serve the people. And sometimes I lose a little focus on that. I'm like, man, I could go over here and I could make a little money over here and I could do this little revenue stream and that would make a little bit of money, you know, and sometimes you just have to pull it back in and go, wait a minute, man, this is the lane. And until I perfect this lane, I haven't earned the right to go after these other income streams. And I think you're right. The millennial ages, some of these younger individuals, they're seeking the 4 or 5 passive income. You hear that thrown around all the time. I need passive income. I need to outsource this. I'm going to hire that guy to do that. And that way I don't have to do my time and I can sit on the couch and play video games while someone else. And I'm like, whoa, back up. You got to earn that. I'm not saying any of that stuff's bad. Like that's good stuff. Outsourcing is good stuff and passive income is good, but you got to earn it first, right?
Yeah, you got to have your fingerprints on the business. That's those millennials, and I don't like labeling them because it's just an age to me. I don't like calling them Gen Z. That's just me personally calling them a millennial or a Gen Z. But they got to have their fingerprints on the business, and it's got to be on the business a while before they start outsourcing things to other people. Right? It's super important for their success.
Super important, man. We got to go back in time a little bit. I want to go back, let the group know. So you are now currently running an empire and you're doing really well and you're serving tons of people, which is great. And you're continuing to build it up. And I love that. But in 2011, when you started, you were credit challenged to say the least. You had repos, you had foreclosures, like you had a lot of credit issues that stemmed this passion to serve others. So how did you get to where you are now when you were in that position?
So, when I did that, when we started my company in 2011, I was very optimistic. I thought that the revenue, which solves a lot of problems in life, by the way, but I thought at the time that the revenue would come in right away. It was, I'm going to open the doors, the revenue would come in right away, and that would solve a lot of my money problems because I had just left another company that I was a partner at. And when I left, I didn't have much. I had my house, which was a couple $100,000, a CLK 550. And fast forward 6 months into 2011, and all of a sudden the revenue's not coming in. And I'm 6 months behind on the house, their repo. And I had to do a voluntary repo on my Mercedes. Painful moment I'll never forget. Right. And but I just remained optimistic because momentum is a crazy thing. I gotta teach people about momentum. I'm gonna let you in on a secret right now.
Yeah, man, we're listening. I'm leaning in.
Listen to me, man. So momentum helped me back then because all the momentum and all the people that I called that I said, look, trust me with your business. I will take care of your customers that have bad credit, that didn't give me anything on month 1, month 7, month 8. All of a sudden, they started to come in and I started to create some revenue and bam, we had momentum. Now, what was that lost at war, right? Was my house and my car, and I had to sacrifice all that stuff to get to where I'm at today,
Sure.
which I always say, you have to be willing to give up what you have to get what you want. You have to be willing to risk it. You don't always have to give it up, but you got to be willing to put it on the line, your money, your credit, your car, your house, to go after your dreams. Sometimes you might lose it. So to go back to this momentum thing, listen, stay with me on momentum. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Even right now, let's say I'm on my game 4 out of 5 days. I have so much momentum with my brand and my business. I couldn't quit if I wanted to. I'm telling you. Some days it's that so much stuff that I did for the last 6 months, I couldn't take today off if I wanted to. My phone would ring. There'd be text messages. There'd be DMs. There'd be people pulling me in a million different directions. And it would be so obvious if I was hiding. And that is a powerful thing. And the only way I got that is the momentum, this building every single day over the last, couple years to get to where I'm at right now. Powerful, powerful thing.
Yeah, man. So once you put in all that work, you've got the momentum going. Sometimes you're not going to feel like it. You don't feel like getting after it. You don't feel like making the phone calls. You don't feel like serving people, but your phone's blowing up. So you got no choice.
No choice.
No choice. I love it, man. And I love what you said. Sometimes you have to give up what you have to get what you want. That's powerful, my friends. Give up what you have to get what you want. There is always a sacrifice involved. That's what I've learned. Every success story I've read, every success that I've had in my life, every successful person I know out there, there's always a sacrifice involved. You got to give up what you have to get what you want sometimes, right?
Bam. Time, money, credit, ego, whatever it is, you got to be willing to risk that stuff to really go after something great, which is what I'm going after.
You really do. My man, this show goes by so fast. So fast. It's already 6 a.m. But I do, and I want to talk to you for hours, and something tells me that everybody here does. I love your energy, man. I love what you bring to the table. If you guys love my man Carl Scaramuzza, then I need you to, if you haven't hit the share button already, do it now, because the rest of the world needs to meet this guy. And then as soon as you get off of this live feed, I need you to follow my man. Where can they follow you?
I do a lot of my dirty work on Instagram, credit.carl, or you can go on my Facebook business page, Credit Blueprint Credit Coaching.
Okay, cool. So make sure you guys follow my man. And before we let you go, Carl, I'm going to put you on top of a mountaintop real quick.
Oh, boy.
All right. So it's you, bro. You're up on top of a mountain. All of civilization. Like, you remember that moment in iRobot where the robot's up on top of the mountain and all the robots are like looking up at him? All right, so you're up on the mountain. All of civilization's looking up at you, right? And you've got 2 minutes, okay? You've got 2 minutes to drop some piece of wisdom on it, something incredibly valuable, something that they can practically apply in their lives today, next week, next month, next year, that's going to make an impact on their life forever. What do you tell them, bud?
2 minutes. Look, I have that moment. I can see it in the morning, but everybody's shaking my hand telling me they had an impact. I don't say anything to them, Glenn. So, but here's what I would leave, right? So,
I love that.
Right? To me, I don't need to recreate the wheel. I would say success leaves clues, right? So I would leave something that my coach, Stu Middleman, ultra marathon runner, one statement that has had the biggest impact in my life. Okay. And this is the man, Stu Middleman, that taught Tony Robbins about energy, teamed up with Tony Robbins, went on stage with him. And he said, listen, how you feel at any given moment may not determine how you may feel in the next moment. So I'm going to say it again. It's like how you feel at any given moment will not determine how you may feel at the next moment. And what he means, or at least my perception of that is, like, if you don't feel good, right? If you don't feel like getting up, if you don't feel like building your business, that is an emotion that you feel in a moment. That does not mean that you are going to have a bad day because you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It was just a moment. And you need to first bring yourself and be present, just like I am talking to you right now. Nothing else matters. I'm right in the moment. So you need to identify that, be present, and say, it's just an emotion, just something I'm feeling right now. I apply this on long runs too. If I'm on a long run, an hour run, 30 minutes into the run, I'm exhausted. Guess what? I stop, I walk. 60 seconds later, I said, I can run another 20 miles right now. So how you feel at any given moment with your life, your business, running, your marriage, your kids, whatever it is, it will not determine how you may feel in the next moment unless you let it.
Buddy, I love it. I love it. I love it. Be present and understand that it's just a moment. Man, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. You might not feel that way a minute from now. Just keep going. Oh, I'm so frustrated. You might not feel that way. Just keep going. It's just a moment. Bro, I love it. I love the fire that you bring. I love the way that you serve people. I love what you're doing with your brand. It's inspiring to me. It's really inspiring that you jumped on a treadmill while we were in the middle of a sound check. That inspires me as well.
I'm getting back on when we're done.
I love it. I love a man who maximizes his time. Time is so incredibly important, and that's why I appreciate you sharing your time with us. My man Carl Scaramuzza, I got to tell you, dude, you are an incredible human being, clearly uniquely made by the God of the universe to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And bro, you're doing it, man. I'm telling you, all of these things that you're doing, they're making an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers, and you've made an impact on us this morning. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it, bro. I absolutely love you.
I appreciate you just as much, Glenn. I really do, man. Thank you. Thank you for what you do.
Thanks, my man. You stay right here real quick. I'm going to sign off with them, and then I got to get your address because we got to send you some Rise and Grind gear. So hang on just a second, all right? Oh, where's my stuff? There it is. How about that guy right there, man? How about that guy? What an incredible episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. Do me a favor, make sure you follow Credit Carl over there on Instagram. And again, like I said, push this stuff out, man. We're trying to change the way people start their day. And sometimes all it takes is for you to drop something in their feed other than violence, negativity, and politics. Go ahead and drop a positive episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. Maybe they'll learn something today. Maybe it'll give them a little nudge. And who knows, it could change their entire stinking life. So if you need more episodes like this, more episodes, go to glennlundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear just like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. And of course, do me a favor, have an incredible weekend. Don't forget to text Tony to 345345 because we're going to launch this video tomorrow. But have an incredible weekend, and then do me a huge favor, come back here again 5:30 in the morning, Monday, 5:30 a.m. We're going to do this all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind. And I got to let you in on a little secret. Next week is going to be an incredible week for the show because this guy right here is going to be in Greece. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm going to be in Greece doing episodes of hashtag Rise and Grind. I believe you guys, it'll be 5:30 a.m. Eastern. For me, it'll be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening, in the afternoon. So that's going to be interesting, but it's going to be super fun. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys Monday morning, 5:30 a.m. on hashtag Rise and Grind.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. Hashtag Rise and Grind, hashtag Rise and Grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag Rise and Grind. Hashtag Rise and Grind, grind, grind. Hashtag Rise and Grind, grind. This is our time and